Take a drive through and see me. Yeah, I'm Lee. I need a rope, you can hang my soul. I profess these quotes and proflex the notes. So check the coast, the new pack is dope. My relapse or O's. Hang with the ghost, do not be a clone. Might end up a ghost and remain a post. Where is the ghost when you're all alone? Oh, okay. What's good? Before we get into the anime, making this song. Let's see. Yeah, I don't need a pro. I know I'm dope. Really like Richie. Yeah, this too much more. Anxiety. I can even cope. Suicide thoughts. Sometimes I need a like I don't need a cope. I know. Anxiety. I can even cope. Suicide thoughts. Sometimes I need a rope. Pushing up post up Nike headed to ish. Angali manje. Going through some stuff. Some they call it depression. I'm feeling pressed. They don't know. Many cigarettes to skip. She's thinking. But the all I see is work. Ish. Before we young days. Gabe tell it to cease. Take a drive through and see me. Yeah, I'm Lee. That's it. I need a rope, you can hang my soul. I profess these quotes and proflex the notes. So check the coast, the new pack is dope. Hang with the ghost, do not be a tone. Might end up a ghost and relapse the old. Where is the coach when you're all alone? Well. I know I'm dope. Feeling like Zuchi. Here is in my smoke. Anxiety. I can't even cope. Yeah, guys. So we have a very great stream coming up today. We have a lot to discuss, a lot of spoilers, a lot of leaks in the anime world. It's quite crazy, guys. Trust me. Trust me. So, in the name of Whitebeard, in the name of Edward Newgate, Haki has made a blast again. Oh, conquerors Haki in a flashback. So I know this brings a lot of questions into mind. Who the fuck was there when Elbaf was betrayed? You know, when that sinister thing, when Elbaf turned into a crime scene. You know, and we have a nigga in Boruto watching spoilers before we can watch spoilers. How fucked up is that? That's quite crazy. That is quite crazy. Like, what the fuck can I do here? Reaction timestamps. Okay. Moderation activity. The fuck? I've never even tried to do things. Can I do a poll? Oh, start a poll. What the fuck? Okay. Let's create a poll. Ask a question. So, let me just leave a question for the poll. So, ask a question. Do you watch anime? So yeah, guys, today we have a lot of spoilers coming in from Japan. Japan is keeping us sane in this fucking cold world, you know? This world is really, really cold. So Japan is working overtime. The narrators there are doing a lot of work to keep us sane because without them, I don't know what I would be. You feel me? I don't know what I would be without the writers from Japan. But besides writers, like we have Boruto spoilers. I will always start with Boruto because One Piece is my favorite. You know, back in the old days, Naruto was the OG for me. But now, now I watch One Piece, guys. Things are completely different. Completely different. I don't know why I pick One Piece over Naruto because Naruto still has the best fight scenes, bro. It's just that One Piece is a very big crime scene, dog. A very big crime scene. It it's a representation of this world we live in, dog. It's just cold. The world government being corrupt, with the world government killing people, kidnapping people, the slavery and shit. The list goes on. The list fucking goes on. At least we have a lot to go on with this week. Unlike last week was very hectic. A lot of people were very bored, including me. I didn't have any content to go about for the stream, but yeah, let me just dive into the spoilers and forget about myself. But we have interesting developments in both One Piece and Boruto, and it's peak fiction, guys. It's peak fiction. So the writer of Boruto, Ikimoto, is doing some heavy lifting. He's doing some heavy lifting. I don't know if he'll be able to please the previous fan base of Naruto, but he's doing some work. So the chapter begins with this motherfucker Jura bullying Boruto. Boruto is getting bodied right now. He's getting bodied. Like each and every technique Boruto tries just gets nullified. In raw technique, Boruto beats Shura 100 to 100, but when it comes to power, to real power, Boruto is beat. So Boruto is fighting this guy in a very big disadvantage. Boruto is very backed up in a corner right now. But like old man Sasuke, the boy is putting up a very good fight. Like his training is starting to show for real, for real, for real. Because even though he's facing a very powerful opponent, this nigga is nothing Boruto right now. Like he's low diffing Boruto, like low diff, like higher. You feel me? So with that being said, Boruto is in a very tough situation because fighting the last boss without being able to use your full power, he can't use the karma seal. So he's going there blindly. He knows he's going to die. In fact, it's a suicide mission for the boy. I don't know what's his plan, or he's thinking very 10 times, 10 steps ahead because this boy is 108 IQ. You feel me? So with this 100 IQ like this, Boruto is in a situation whereby he has a lot of work to do for him to stay alive. Because if he dies, the world is doomed. Okay, the world of Boruto, let me be clear. Our world is fine. Okay, our world is doomed too, but the world of Boruto is cooked if Boruto dies. And then, interesting development is that Ada is unable to watch the fight between Boruto and Jura because she can see everything with the omnipotence, with what's happening in the fight. You feel me? With her looking at the fight, look, she can't continue watching the fight because seeing Boruto like that, it hurts Ada, which is a very interesting development because Boruto is going to have a otaku family soon. He's going to be cooking. He's going to be having a lot of chicks too. But like Batman Sasuke, he had a lot of crushes. I think Boruto deserved that shit too. If you got the aura farming these days, niggas are aura farming. Aura farming is a pig. So Amado looked into the spoilers of you feel me? Amado just like zoomed at the spoilers. It's not Amado, man. It's Kashin Koji. So Koji just revealed the spoilers of Boruto, all the possibilities all the possible scenarios that could have happened. That's Koji's power. He can see the future. He can see all the timelines or all the predictions. He can make predictions on what's gonna happen, something like that, close to that. But he can read the future and he can alter it. But it comes with a very huge price, very fucking huge price. So with that being said, You have, yeah, after Koji checks the spoilers, he finds out that who's this guy? Kawaki is going to join the fight, which is something he didn't expect, or it is proof that Boruto has done something to alter the timeline. Because Boruto knows that he is a singularity right now and he can alter the timeline as he pleases. So Boruto told Kawaki about his powers and his situation with Amado. The fact that Amado is manipulating the nigga and just trying to keep him nerve. So this nigga removed his limiters and is now on full power. So Amado being able to see the spoilers, he just reads the spoilers. And we see the spoilers, everything that could have happened, anything that will happen on top. And then we see that Jura is holding his right hand. You feel me? The nigga is shocked. Who could have done so much damage on Jura? And then it so happens that Kawaki is in the block. You feel me? So as Kawaki's limiters have been removed, the boy is in full power right now. And he's using full strength of his Otsutsuki's power because he has a perfect karma right now. This nigga is a full blown Otsutsuki. This nigga can fly, this nigga can shrink. He's using Sekuna Hiwoto what? Hmm? Tell me about it. This nigga can shrink himself, he can shrink attacks, he can pull out things from dimensions. It's not like he put those things in that dimension, but he can pull things out of that dimension, the dimension which Naruto is in. Hey, peak fiction. Peak motherfucking fiction. I'm just happy. The guys are cooking, guys. Like for real, for real, for real. The niggas are cooking. Then what happens next? Oh, so we roll back to the fight where Boruto is backed into the corner. You feel me? As Boruto is backed into the corner, the boy is just using every strength or every technique in his arsenal to stay alive, which works, by the way. It's great skill to fight for your life. It takes really great skill to fight for your life. Even luck, but this boy is not using luck in this instant. It's raw technique and power. It's just raw technique and power. On top. With that being said, Boruto is just showing us peak of what he can do. Boruto is cooking right now. Boruto is really, really genuinely fucking genuinely so. On top. With that being said, we move on to what one. Let me go bother someone. Someone needs to get bothered right now. Where is the costume? So yeah, guys, Kawaki is fucking aura farming right now. This nigga deserves to be in solo leveling. I swear, shut the heck up. I swear. So Kawaki needs to be in solo leveling right now. because the nigga just leveled up so bad. So bad, so bad. Nigga leveled up. You feel? So, with that being said, we cut back to the next scene. The next scene is when Jura tells Boruto that your movements have become sluggish. And then that's where we see that Jura has he has missed a vital spot on Boruto. Boruto was able to dodge a bit, but he didn't dodge the attack completely. So Boruto was thinking, Boruto is in fucking trouble. This thing of saying Hakuna Matata, there's no Hakuna Matata at this point. Boruto is cooked. But as we think, or as it seems that Boruto is cooked, Kawaki appears. This nigga stabs Jura here from the back to the eye. You feel me? He's standing here in his back like this, like this. He's standing like this. Right? Ora Fama. I am telling you about Ora. Huh? He is doing what Boruto did to Code. Imagine that shit. It's like karma is coming for Boruto right now. You know? Move on to the other thing, to the other easy. We find out that Kawaki has come to save Boruto, and they wanna fight Jura together. So I don't know. I wanna know from you guys. Do you think Boruto and Kawaki will be able to do this? Because the boys are fighting a very, very powerful foe right now. The next chapter will be Jura versus Kawaki and Boruto. I am telling you guys. Beautiful. And then let's start with One Piece spoilers. Ha. The One Piece. The One Piece is real. The One Piece is real. Guys, I'm telling you, the One Piece is motherfucking real. You hear me? So, where does this chapter start, God? Oh, the chapter starts with Scopa Kapan revealing the fact that the God Knights are not invincible. Huh. So, Kapan, the former right hand of the Pirate King, he's like, bro, Luffy, these guys can be beat. They're not immortal as they seem. And I'm like, okay, cook, nigga, we are listening. This nigga is like, all it takes is Conqueror's hack. I'm like, ain't no way, bro. It seems that's the fact. If you have the right amount of Conqueror's haki, you can lay them to waste. So you can lay them to waste. This is bad news. Because this explains how people who have been turned to this immortal shit have been killed before. It makes sense why the world government would be so much afraid of Roger. Like, Im wouldn't tolerate fighting Goldie Roger. Anyway, nigga ain't taking that chance. And I don't understand that if Roger and Zebek and Gap had the power to beat Emu, why didn't they do it back then? Is it because it wasn't time yet? Fuck the time the niggas could have saved the world 20 years ago. But I do understand that when Rota went to God Valley, he was like, rocks, wait, mate rocks, mate, you know? And Rocks wasn't having it. And when you look at it, all of Rox's crew were made of conquerors. Conqueror Haki's users, like all of them, like they were very great with Haki, like they were kings. I'm telling you about real kings, you know. You had Rocks, you had Kaido, you had Big Mom, you had White Whitebeard, you have Shiki, you had Captain Jones, you had Stussy, you had Gloria from the Kucha Kingdom. You feel me? Those are the people I know of. And Loki as a kid he wanted to join the crew as well. And I think that then Loki was really, really young. But with that being said, Scopa Kapan reveals that, hey Luffy, in your crew, you are not the only motherfucker. Sorry. You're not the only guy who has Conqueror's hack. You feel me? And then Luffy was like, yo, what do you mean? Oh, not like, what do you mean? Then Scopa Kapan tells Zoro that, hey, you, Swordsman, you have Conqueror's hack. You knew that. But Zoro is so lost that he doesn't know the fact that he has Conqueror's hack. I'm like, bruh, Zoro, you can't be that dumb. No? But before that, when Scopa Kapan says that you have someone in your crew has Conqueror's hack, this next steps. When Scopa Kapan says that you're not the only man who has Conqueror's hack in your crew, so Sanji is like, are you talking about me? Old man, are you speaking about me? You know I can't let Zoro and Jinbe stocks get up or something like that. You feel me? And then Scopa Kapan just ignores the nigga. I don't know why that is. I think they will have a very wholesome moment in a moment or two. But Scopa Kapan just ignored. He just ignored he ignored who is this? Sanji. You feel me? And then it tells Zoro that you have Conqueror's hack. But Zoro doesn't know the fact that he has hack. He didn't know. And then Scopa Kapan says that haki is only useful if you notice it and you know how to use it. And then he presses Zoro and be like, is this how you plan to support your captain? Not knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. And then Zoro is like, sorry. That is very big because we've never seen a lot of people like push Zoro to his back like that. And you see that Scopa Kapan is not gonna have it with the Straight Pirates. When they get off this island, they will be really sharp. All of them. No one will be slacking or be left behind now. All of them will be there. So Scopa is like, hey, you guys need to be careful, or you need to pay attention on how you use your Conqueror's hack. You need to be very, very much careful on how you use it and pay attention to how you use your hack because it is very important for you to be able to use that hack. And then them niggas are like, okay, we hear you. And then Sanji asks Scopa again and is like, hey, old man, don't I have Conqueror's Haki too? Because I think this says a lot. If you don't feel that you have Conqueror's Haki, you might as well not have it, you know? And at this point, it's just clear that Sanji might not have Conqueror's Haki yet, or it's just, it hasn't shown itself. But if Sanji was a Conqueror user, he would have shown it at a very young age because he was bullied by his brothers so much. I don't think Sanji is a Conqueror's Haki user or something like that, but I think he can really, really genuinely kill the God Knights, because if you mix his fire abilities and infuse it with so much haki, with with a lot of haki which Sanji has, I think it can just wipe out the God Knights, because if you bend them to the point whereby there's nothing to regenerate, you can't regenerate. If I bend you down completely, you can't regenerate, bruh. So Sun One Wolf and Sanji would be a very mean duo versus the God Knights, because Sun One Wolf has the gas and then Sanji has the fire. I don't know how does Sun One Wolf light the fire to burn people, but he can, you know. And we know that Sanji has more fire burning in him more than anyone in the One Piece world. I mean, his fire burns through the screen when you're watching anime. You can feel him. You can feel the point. So, with that being said, we cut back to an argument with Loki and Haruden, whereby Loki is like, "What the fuck, nigga? You being disgraceful? Like, how petty can you be? You prefer that outsiders save Elbaf rather than you untying me right now, your own motherfucking brother. I mean, you can hate me. How far can you hate me, dog? Are you willing to see your homelands burn? That's crazy, bro. That's really, really crazy. And that's why Luffy asks Loki to join his crew again. And I think at this point it will happen. I am very certain it will happen, because why not? You know? We are cooler. Yes, we know. That's sad. That's bad. Okay, so sorry about that. We have we have to like, you know, we have to discuss this, because Loki doesn't seem like a very much bad guy to me. The boy was has been, now I understand why Rocks didn't let the boy join his crew. You know, it's not like Rox's crew was made up of bad guys, but Loki was just a innocent kid who aspired Rocks for who he was. You know, I really start to think that Rocks was that guy. His dreams are so powerful that it shaped the entire world. It it was wiped out of history. Because right now we don't know what Gold D. Roger's dream was, but we know that Rocks wanted to take over the world. But is that the truth, or is it what we are told? You know? So when Luffy asks this guy, when Luffy asks Loki, "Hey bro, join my crew," Sanji and Zoro hit this pose. They're like, "Nah, bro, ain't no way. This nigga is too big. This nigga eats a way ton lot of food. You know, they're just like this. This nigga eats a lot of food, Luffy. This nigga is huge. Where are you gonna put this nigga?" And then at first glance, you're like, that's true. Where are you gonna put them? But in another scenario, you're like, okay, if Loki, if Loki, like, if Loki has his own crew, he can just sail side to side with Luffy. They can share navigations, they can just help each other out, you know? And the storm is too big for a small ship, they'll just carry the sun and just put it inside. But no winds and storms will stop the sun, we know that. No way. Right, anyway. Right now, there is no one who will stop the Straw Hats crews, the Straw Hats crew, if Loki joins the crew. If Loki really, really joins the gang, I'm telling you guys, ain't no way they're stopping the crew. Because Luffy will be able to focus on his dream, and Loki is that guy who will derail from his path just to take care of Whitebeard. This, this nigga is a proud warrior. He will never back down from a fight. I don't care if it's Whitebeard, if it's who. He will go there head on. That's the type of guy I think Loki is. I think Loki is way, way insane. And you know, if giants can skywalk too, I think that would be very peak. I think that would be fire. Real, real, real fire. So as a real bad man, I have to say that One Piece is just peak. And then we have a flashback. A motherfucking flashback. Guess who's back? Akegami no Shanks. Akegami no Shanks has made his return. And believe me, you guys, with Shanks' return, he is batting with Scopacapan with two hands at this point. And the boy has the mark of the abyss in his left hand. Hey, okay, let me not go there. Let me just discuss the chapter. Let me not spoil the theories and the whatnot. You know? But the boy was like, okay, the boy was, hey, Vanna, Limboni Baraka, Limboni Baraka. Hey guys, Limboni Baraka na. Hmm. Kasongo, Kasongo de Mama. With that being said, Scopa Kapan and Shanks were like, okay, they were having their time, discussing the things that have happened before. And he was like, Ash, it's been a while since we had a bath together, Shanks, huh? And then Shanks was like, yeah, it's been a lot of time. Man. And then Scopa Kapan was like, was it 4 years or 3 years? And then Shanks is like, no, it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years since the captain died. And then 10 years after Roger died, Shanks already had the scar versus Blackbeard. So did that fight happen 2 years ago or did it happen? I don't know when it happened. We're getting a lot of things about Shanks in one chapter. In one heck of a chapter. A lot of information about Shanks. Why? And this is very interesting because when Shanks is at this level, I think he already had Conqueror's Hug, you know? And knowing that he had a twin, I think Shamrock had the same progress too. Shamrock is as powerful as Shanks, if not weaker or strong. You know? So while the niggas are just talking like that, Scopa and Shanks, it so happens that there's someone who invades the base in the the castle of Pangaea in Elbaf. Is it Pangaea or whatever? So there's a villain there in Elbaf, and then Scopa Kapan just senses the Conqueror's blast that just takes place. It just takes him by storm. And I think he remembers that Imu's Conqueror's blast from that day, if I'm not mistaken. You know? And then it seems like Scopa Kapan and Shanks just reported to the base. But before they could get there, Loki and Jarul were on their way to meet the king of Elbaf, who was King Herald at that moment. And then Loki is so jolly. He's happy. Even though the world government just killed his idol Rocksteady back, he just has this weird smile, which makes you question yourself: is the nigga like is the nigga AD or something? Hmm? But Loki loved Rocksteady back. Loki loved Rocks. I am telling you guys, Loki loved Rocks as much as Luffy would have loved Goldie, because the way Luffy loves Shanks, he would have loved Gold Roger more. You feel me? But he didn't meet his idol, but he met Shanks, the child of promise. So Shanks, Scopa Kapan mentioned that Shanks is the child of promise because I believe it too. Because with Shamrock and Shanks, if Shanks was like he went back to his home base and in Rejoice and he joined his family and he didn't decide to be a pirate again, I really think that the world would have been doomed. Like having Shamrock and Shanks and their father as Figal and Galing, I think the boys would have been monsters. Shanks with the devil fruit, with that immortality whatnot. You know, I know that immortality thing is not. It doesn't make you immortal as the chapter has revealed, but it just it shows you that you have more life and you can take more attacks than other people. You can face other certain characters that are dangerous but don't have conqueror's haki, and you can beat them because you can just regenerate. They can't kill you, dog. That's the kind of vibe we're getting right now. And having Shanks being immortal, I don't think. I think. Oh, this breaks my mind because okay, we'll get to the Shanks theories later. But we come back to what's happening in the castle. Loki is going there to meet his father to discuss the fact that he cannot join with the world government because the world government just killed Rocks and he loves Rocks. Loki is a Rocks D simp. He loves that Rocks D. That's so cringe. But yeah, Loki tells his father that he was going to tell his father that, but he's working with Jarul. And then we get a fucking fucking silhouetted figure, the man who invaded Elbaf. We don't see who he is. It's just a silhouette. Oda again with the silhouette. I mean, it's the final game of Elbaf. How many characters do you have hidden, dog? It is the final game right now. We don't have the luxury to be hiding characters who might die tomorrow and they're still hiding a character. Imagine me dying now without knowing that character. That's so unfair, bro. Not so fucking unfair. But the story is good. It's really good. It's got me hooked. And then when the developments continue, it happens that who is this? Scopper and Shanks have seen everything that happened because Loki and Jarul, when they enter the castle, they see that Harold was killed by his own subordinates. You know, at first glance, it looks like the nigger has been betrayed. You know, because that's how I saw it at first when I read the spoilers. It was like, so they betrayed Harold. But then Copper Capone is telling Haruden and Loki this truth right now. And Loki is really surprised that there is someone else who knows the truth of what happened that day. You know? With that being said, Loki is just shocked right now. And there's Luffy there too, and Luffy is just perplexed on what the fuck happened in Elbaf, you know? I think this will give Luffy more reason to defend Elbaf to the T because a lot of mysterious things have happened to Elbaf and they don't deserve that shit. Just because you're the strongest, it doesn't mean that you need to be manipulated to fight for someone. Just because I have the power to lift something, it doesn't mean that you should take advantage of me to lift that shit. Nah, it doesn't work like that, you know. And I think that Luffy will resonate with this and will be angry at him going to fight him. He'll be very pissed. It will be like, so you are the one doing all this, you know. And then we cut back to a second spoiler, a second one flashback, whereby we see King King who? The King of Elbaf, King Harald, yes. We see King Harald as a kid. Or we go back to an era 100 years ago in Elbaf, 109 years ago to be specific, whereby the seas were ruled by giants. It was just the tyranny and the power of giants destroying everybody. The giants were just peak. They were him, you know. And then you see a young Dorian Brogue just bullying pirates. They were just terrorizing the oceans, bro. It was wonderful to see, you know, seeing that giants can be them. They can be him, you know. That's why you see the power of giants. It's like it's absurd. That's why I feel like Loki will low diff a lot of characters in One Piece because even though you have Conqueror's Haki or even though you have a lot of power, even though you have speed, I think you can't land or you can't land a scratch on Loki like it was with Kaido, you know? I think Loki is a monster when it comes to Conqueror's Haki. So we get the truth about everything that has happened in Elbaf, and now it's time for the fan motherfucking theory. It's time to go wild. Oda cooked, and now it's time to taste and to hypothesize. Hypothesize. Is that even a word? It's time for the hypothesis right now. It's time to just you know. It's just time to discuss to go to our brains and be like, can this happen? Can that happen? It's time for the theories. So we're going to start with the Haki theory. You know, like Kaido said, I think Kaido when he told Luffy that you wanna be king of the pirates, do you know that Haki transcends it all? You know, I think Rock's Dizzyback and the Rock's pirates came to a conclusion or they understood the fact that the God Knights are not they're not invincible. Because I understand now why the God Knights were like they were chill. They were chill when they saw the Rock's pirates. They stood back a bit because that's a crew of conquerors hack users, bro. Like the God Knights were a bit shaken off and they were taken aback, you know. And I think with Galing, because Galing was before in God Valley, he had no scars, and then after God Valley, he has a scar, which is very much weird. I don't know if you have to be injured by Emu to get the immortality surgery. That's where the mark came from. But I really, really think that he got that from battle with either Whitebeard or one of the Rock's pirates, because Roger and Gap were squaring up with Rocks, you know. So I think in that battle, the Rocks pirates find the Rocks pirates were like, they found out that the God Knights are not immortal. You can beat them with the right amount of haki. If you use haki in a correct manner, you can hurt the God Knights, which is a very good development, because this makes Shanks the one most dangerous character to the God Knights. I see that Luffy is Nika and he has Conqueror's haki and all that, but Shanks right now, Shanks has the best haki in the story, and I think it will remain like that forever. You know, I think Shanks will be one of the best haki users to be seen in the story. And having that level of haki, I think he will slaughter a lot of God Knights. I think Shanks will kill a lot of God Knights, and his father will be there to watch it happen. His brother will be there to watch Shanks slice his brother, his nakamas, or his mates, because I think Shamrock is that kind of guy that he is friends with his fellow God Knights. They are saints after all. There are only a few celestial dragons who are strong. They are most of them are weak. They're just pampered and spoiled. All of them. It's just bad. So I think Shamrock has a really, really tight bond with everyone. And I think Shanks versus his twin, it will be peak animation. It will be peak. I don't know if how will it happen. I don't know how it will happen, but I think this makes Shanks's future a very, very bright one, because right now I know that Shanks is not just going to fight Blackbeard. No, because I think right now Shanks is not worried about Blackbeard. You know, right now it is time for everybody to make their move. Right now it's time for the world to be turned upside down, and I don't think Shanks has the time to be chasing after Blackbeard anymore. Now there are a lot of things to do, and I think that he will meet Blackbeard in his. When Blackbeard thinks he has won, I think that's where Shanks and Luffy will pull up and be like, "Nah, it's too early for you to celebrate, nigga." Because otherwise, I really, really, really don't think Shanks has the luxury or the time to go after Blackbeard right now, because the nigga is going for the One Piece right now, you know. And I just enjoy the fact that even Scopa was like, Shanks, you are the child of promise. Bruh, that was so deep. That went so deep, because now it explains why Shanks just is so sad, though. You know, as a kid, having a lot of things put on you, because I think Roger told him everything, bruh. You know, the theory is that when Roger died, or when Roger went to his assassination, is it assassination, or yeah, when they killed Roger, the world government, Shanks had the time to speak with his captain, and I think the captain was like, Shanks, everything is up to you, dog. How this world is shaped, it will be up to you. Bruh, that is so dope, because when Shanks says it, he was like, I just wanted to go with Buggy and just to be a jolly pirate, you know? Shanks was ready to go to the seas, bruh, and be a kid and to grow. The boy had smiles back then. Even though now he also smiles, and there's that time where the older still shows us that he's still that guy. He's still the same person that he was in Roger's crew. A lot has happened to the nigga, but he's still that guy, you know. And then we get to discuss the fact of the scar, because I don't know if it was 10 years ago, but 10 years after Roger's death, Shanks had the scar with him squabbler fighting up against Blackbeard. You know, this is very interesting because it seems like Blackbeard and Shanks they fought a very long time ago. A long time ago. It was a time before even Shanks was a young cooper. You know, Shanks was really young at that point, and I think that him going against Blackbeard at a young age, it says a lot. It just defines the guy as a character and who he is, bruh. Because he stood against Blackbeard a long time ago, while they were still rookies in this pirate world, bruh. You know, that's dope. I really think that's dope. And then, with that being said, when Scopper and Shanks are having a bath, we see that Shanks had a tattoo, bruh. The tattoo looks like the ones that the God's Knights have. Because now it makes sense because Shamrock was like, was it? Oh, yeah. Shamrock and Loki had a discussion about Shanks. And then Shamrock was like, Shanks came back to Marichoice and he didn't like it up there, you know? So I think that when Shanks went back home, I think the boy was forced to take the mark of the abyss, you know? The boy was forced to be under the oath of Im, you know? I think that Shanks had a Vince Monk Judge and Sanji type of situation whereby you have to fight. I think he had to fight with his brother or he had to fight with his father, you know? Or he didn't want to do that. Or it was just an inside job to find out what's really happening with Imu's power. I think that's one of the two things that could have happened. It's either Shanks went in there just to find out more about the enemy, or he just went there just to know about who he is. But I think both of the scenarios lead to the fact that Shanks is going to be a very much problem to the to the God Knights because if the mark of the beast gives you if the mark of the beast gives you like the power of Imu and the nigga just removed it with a C beast dog. The nigga amputated his arm even though he had regeneration powers on track. So this explains why sea beasts are so dangerous, bro. I think sea beasts have conqueror's haki in a sense. You know, I think sea beasts, not all sea beasts, but I think some sea beasts have conqueror's haki because Shirahoshi has a very big amount of numbers when it comes to sea beasts, and I think some of them, dog, have real power because they can talk through the voice of all things. And that's the best feat of haki that we know of right now. You know, not everybody can use voice of all things, but the God Knights can. Not the God Knights, the CPists can. Some of the CPists can, which is amazing. Trust me. You feel me? Everything is just lining up perfectly right now, bro. I don't know if things can get better than this or what, but I really think that things are starting to heat up, you know? And then with the haki, so I'm just right now, okay, let me see if you're done with Shanks. Oh, so Shanks revealed some great details. So we know that time in Elbaf and in Elbaf and yeah, in Elbaf and in the rest of the world in One Piece is different, bro, you know? And then Shanks and Copacabana was like, oh, Shanks was like, it's been 4 years since the captain died. And then Shanks was like, nah, it's been 10. So there's a 6 year difference between the two niggas. So in outside the world, the giants age quickly than at home. Is it or they just have a bigger lifespan? I don't fucking understand right now because I thought them being in Elbaf, it just spares them the growth of time. I don't understand. My brain is crackling. Yo, yay, yo, why now? What are you laughing at? Who are you laughing at? Like my brain is fucking cracking. Let me try to calm down. Genuinely so. Because with this 6 year difference, guys, this means a lot. I don't know how it refers to in terms of days, because time in One Piece is really weird. But this it explains a lot. Like as the Straw Hats are in Elbaf, I understand why Shanks is like, I think I stayed around too long. Because Shanks maybe might have been in Elbaf for 2 days, but maybe that's a week or 2 weeks or 1.5 week. And as a Yonko, that's a very long time to be out of commission, you know. And with Luffy being in Elbaf right now, and it seems like this fight will take a long time. I think this is a fully, yeah, this is a arc, bruh. I think the Elbaf arc is just started, bruh. And One Piece arc, it takes a very long time. It might be 1 to 2 years. So we might spend 2 years in Elbaf, and then 4 chapters times 12, that's like 48 chapters coming of Elbaf, maybe 48 or more. So I think we'll be spending maybe like 60 to 80 chapters in Elbaf. Because even afterwards the fight, we have to recruit Loki. Loki needs to go back to the seas because it's been a while since Giants set sail, bruh. It's been a very, very long time since the terror of Giants has been felt around the world. you know, and it will be great to have another pirate crew of giants, especially with Luffy and the gang nearly. I think the comedy will be very, very, very cool. You know. So with that being said, I really think this time dilation theory of Elbaf, it's going to play a really, really good time because even if the Straw Hats spend a lot of time training in Elbaf, it's still a short time in the outside world. So they can go through a training period without the fear of time because they can just stay out of commission for a week. And nobody would do anything because they are them. No one will fuck with Luffy right now because they know that that boy is not sane here. Here he's not good. And then, bruh, this gives us a lot of time to cook. It's like it gives Oda a lot of time to cook. And what's pissing me off is that as we are spending time in Elbaf, a lot of shit is happening outside of Elbaf. The Revolutionary Army is attacking Elbaf as we speak. They are laying siege on Elbaf, or Elbaf is in flames, is under attack, bro. So I think the world government will go to Morijoy's to defend Morijoy's because once the Celestial Dragons are in danger, they call the admirals. So I think having all of the admirals out of commission, it will leave a very big vacuum. And Blackbeard is a man of chances. With this power shift, with everybody going to Elbaf and their feet being there, he will tell like Blackbeard that, bruh, all the admirals have made it to Mordredai's. And I think Blackbeard will see an opportunity to attack somewhere, somehow, because I don't think there's a need to attack a non-government affiliated pirate or island right now. You can only go for islands that are government affiliated, which is what I think Blackbeard will do. I think he will grab a lot of land from the government itself. From the government, I think the nigga will grab a lot of territory, and I think he will do it alone and with his members or with his men in Hachinosu. I think a lot of ships will be setting sail. With that being said, I think the age of the new generation is about to turn it upside down right now. It is about to get lit, and I'm here for it, dog. And then let's see with Shanks. So Shanks was supposed to be a god knight, bro. Oh, let me not say he was supposed to be a god knight. I think Shanks is a god knight. Shanks is a god knight, bro. Like this breaks my brain because this opens a very big loophole. You know, will Emu go for Shanks again? Because I think Emu is that egotistical, and I think that will put him in danger that much because I don't think Emu can have this soldier walking around freely after betraying him. No one does that. No villain will do that. Like, if you're my soldier, you must remain my soldier or you die. You can't defy my rules. And I think Emu is the type of guy that Shanks is his number one op. Shanks is Figureland's biggest blunder. Like, is it blunder or blunder? I don't know. But I think that Shanks is just the downfall of the Figureland. I think he and Uta will rebuild the Figureland family from afresh. Genuinely so. No cap, you know? And Shanks, I think Shanks has been trained by who? By Skopakapan to use the Haki to defeat the God Knights because I think that's one reason that they're letting the nigga go. I mean, why the fuck do you want a person that can kill you in your own land? Like there is no room for Shanks in the land of Morichoice. I really think even if he tries to become a god knight right now, even if he surrenders or something like that, I think they will still try to betray him because they won't fully trust him, dog. Shanks is really him. Eh, and if it's Shanks and Dragon who are attacking the Holy Land, I think they're cooked. I really think that the God Knights will be cooked. A lot of damage will be done in Morichoice. I I'm telling you, with their lacking food supplies, I think they will try to recruit a new fleet of admirals, and a lot of people will not be buying it. Dog. After Vegapunk's speech, a lot of things have shifted in the One Piece world, and I really wanna see how the world reacts. I really wanna think like with Shanks and Luffy being who they are, bruh, like it's insane. Like it is insane. I think Shanks has surpassed Roger, and with that being said, I think Luffy will surpass Roger too, and that will put Luffy and Shanks in somewhat equal footing. I think Luffy will have a advantage with the Nika fruit, but like I think Shanks will be as much of a threat as Luffy. I think Shanks and Luffy will be a very good duo. Like with Luffy playing around, Shanks will be very lethal. Each and every strike Shanks will take, that sword will swing with pride, dog. Like th- that katana that Shanks has, bruh, will be very pleased when it comes to the final battle because it will be doing heavy lifting. Because there are not a lot of threats, bruh. Because you know when in a way that Scopa has put it, if they are not immortal, they don't need to. They just have your Emu, your Luffy, and all those pirate guys. And I think Kobe will be fighting with the Straw Hats too. But I think that these guys they just have to stay alive long enough not to get killed, bro. I think that's the only way they can beat the God Knights. Because if your huggy can kill them, then you can kill them too. So it's just beautiful writing at this point. It's just peak beautiful writing. A fucking round of applause to Eiichiro Oda. I think that's it for 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 the One Piece fan theories or the discussion for One Piece. I think I will do it again when when the official chapters are dropped. We need to read the official chapters. It is important. It is important. And then we go back to the real life world or to the real world scenario stuff. I think it is. We are cooked, you know, with two wars ongoing and the gas prices going up. We are cooked. We are really cooked. If you look at it, you have your Donald Trump not backing down against the war with Iran. So America is supporting the Jews. Let me not say the Jews. It's supporting Israel to the core, and that's that's very good, and it is bad at the very same time because no one wins a war, but a war must be fought sometimes to protect what's valuable. Like I think this is a war that needs to be fought, but it doesn't need to continue, bro. It can be settled, and everyone can live in peace and harmony. But I don't know how you can live in peace and harmony if the leaders of other countries still bear animosity and hatred towards Israel, bro. It's insane because there are a lot of people who are dying now. And I just hope with Israel having to focus its attacks on Iran, I just hope that they have reduced the amount of strikes in Gaza, I just hope they have backed down a bit with attacking Gaza. Let them rest a bit. Let them mourn because I don't think you can mourn with more people dying each and every day. You know, Imagine I'm mourning with you one day and then the next day you are dead. I have to mourn for you again. It's just a continuous cycle of mourning. You take care of a neighbor's kid, and when you're somewhere trying to get food, when you come back, that neighbor's kid is dead due to a missile. Like, it is really fucked up. And this thing of leaders hiding in civilians' zone just because they think they won't get hit, you're just putting the civilians in danger, bro. It is really selfish, or is it a ploy to attack the people? I don't know. But it's really, really fucked up, you know? And Donald Trump seems like he's not pulling back on his words. He just, I think, if he, if America really stands for freedom and equality, I think they will stand for Israel's freedom, you know? I think they need to protect Israel if they really represent freedom. They need to stand with Israel. But let me just take a quick motherfucking break. Let me just take a quick break, get a dinner, and get a dinner and material and material. Let me just buy more square. Yeah. Break time for me. I'll bet to for you guys again. Okay, so how do I open? No, Uh, I am back. Hey guys, I am back live. So let me just do a Q&A. Okay, so who is your favorite? Who is your best streamer? Yeah. Kyle Speed. Kai Speed. So yeah, you guys, yeah, quite a very long stream that I've had today. A lot of time to yap and do all my shit, but yeah, it's streaming fun lately. Like I really think that I really feel like the bar is set high, bro. You know, Kai and Speed really changed the game, bro. Let me not say they changed the game because to most of us they introduced the game. You know, without Kai and Speed, I don't think I would be a streamer right now. Without the influence of your Sonwabile, you know, these guys played a very big role in me. I know it's fucked up the fact that everybody wants to be a streamer right now, including me. But I don't want to be a streamer because I'm already doing streams, dog. W's to me. Without your Kai or your Speed, I don't think streaming would be possible, bruh. Nah, you know. And these niggas continue to break boundaries and they continue to show us what you can achieve with streaming, dog. Me, I really think that my options, like, let me not speak about me, but let me speak about the streaming world, you know, because it's not always about me, but I don't have enough time to speak about me, but I really feel like the bar has been set too high these days, dog. Really high. And you know, these guys don't stream a lot, not streaming a lot these days, but I know that maybe they are, but they don't post on YouTube each and every day. You know, that might be a very strong possibility. You know? And like these niggas are just a goats, bruh. You know? I don't have to specify or to go deep in, but they have played a really big role in a lot of people's lives, dog, you know. And one thing about them is that they when you find those Kai edits, when Kai tells you that it's half of the year, dog, and what have you done? You know, those kind of streams they show you like who these guys are and what type of people they are, dog. These niggas are genuinely good people. Besides putting on a show, bro, they put on a good show. I won't lie. But like your Duke Dennis and your all that Kai and whatever, bro, like these guys are doing it really good. And for me, it's very nice to have someone to look up to, bro. Because I don't have to explain this a lot, but being from the hood, there are very limited people you can look up to. You know, having Kai, having your Speed, having a Duke Dennis, having your agent, having your Aiden Ross to look up to, dog. It's a very, very big thing to do, dog. For them to do such a thing, to inspire us. Like, these niggas don't owe us shit, you know? Because they are the best entertainers. We watch Kai Cenat and I Show Speed because we wanna fucking watch them, you know? But they still tell us to grind, bro, to do our best. Okay, I've never seen much videos of Speed telling people to grind, but I've seen AMP doing it. You know, like your Phenom, your everybody, they do it. It shows that there are people in some way. Being celebrities and all that. I know these people put in a good show, bruh. Like something that Kai and Speed do, I don't think I can do even if I had training from them. Even if I was enrolled at Streamer University, but I don't think I'll do things that they do. These niggas have lost it somewhere somehow. We need to somewhere somehow and just draw a line and be like, this is crazy now. You know. But like between Kai and Speed, who is your GOAT when it comes to streaming time? Because I know people have their GOATs. I know people have GOATs. So who is your GOAT when as a fan of streaming? Because I am very, very glad that there are people who did it before me, because I can study their trends, study how they do it. You know, some things like sometimes it's just weird decisions that come up to you and things that you should do just become blurry, and you don't know if you are moving in the right direction or what. But like having them to show us, right now I'm having a struggle on whether to get myself a place to stay or not. you know but when it comes to think of it, you can only do the best streams if you have your own place, dog. you know if you don't have to worry about who has to say what. you know I know when you maybe renting somewhere, you will have neighbors and people around you. I don't have the money to rent a room, but I really do think that when I have my own space, I can do the best streams that I can think of, because it will be me and my imagination wild. You know, right now there are things I want to do, but I can't do because of certain reasons. I know, is that a reason for me to whine and do all that? Nah, it's not. I don't have the luxury to whine because even though I have limited resources, I still have resources other people don't have. You know, so do I have to play it safe and smart for now, or just go wild? It's quite a tough situation, though. It's quite tough because this shit won't be easy, and isolating myself might be one of the worst decisions I can take. No one needs to be disconnected from society and stuff, but I do have the internet though. And I think when you're updated on the internet, you're more updated than mundane people who are on the street. So I just have to have good internet access, a great space to do whatever I want. Because now that I think of it, like, even if I want to dance, how can I dance in such a small space? Like, ain't no way I'm doing good streams in such a very bad space. Nah, I don't believe that shit. You know, I know I have limited time with my internship and all that, but I think if I go out and do my best for 4 months and just give me 100% in my work and just another 100% of and just giving 100% of doing my work, you know, and putting 100% on streaming. I think if I do that in 4 months' time or in 3 months' time, I'll be well off, dog. Because if I was able to gain 50 subscribers in a period of, I can keep on going. I just need the space to do what my mind wants to do at that time. If I feel like shouting, I should be able to shout. If I feel like doing a 10-hour stream, just streaming non-stop, I should be able to do that. Even though I have a limited audience, but it's understandable where I'm from. It's Soweto, bro. It's up. So in Soweto, not even in Soweto, it's South Africa. People do stream in South Africa. There are a lot of streamers. You're Dom, you're Sonabile. There are people we look up to even here in South Africa as streamers, as small streamers. Am I even a small streamer? I'm a beginner streamer? I don't know. I'm just a nobody in this game of streaming right now. You know, I am a complete nobody when it comes to the streaming world. But there's always still room to grow. I know how to market myself. I know that, and in fact, I don't want to trend. But yeah, we back live. It seems so. There's a lot to go for, and there's a lot to fucking aim for as well. Because there's no need for me to be afraid of anything. You know, it's not like the camera hates me and stuff. I know I hate the camera, but it's not like the camera hates me. You understand? It's not like I'm not crazy enough to not become a streamer or I'm not entertaining enough. Yes, I might be boring, but I'm not that boring, bruh. You know, I'm boring, but I'm weird, kind of boring. You know, I think I can build myself a role and just have a audience. And I want a audience, dog. Nah, I want people who are dumb in my audience because, or I don't want to entertain a audience of young kids. You feel me? In a sense, you could see, I don't want my trends to depend on AMA 2000. Now, I want to do streams that will attract older people, dog. I want even people who are 40 and to be like, do you have this kid? That kid is dope. You feel me? I know that the internet is just a youth-based thing, but we are growing, dog. I am 23 right now, turning 24 next year. But there are people who are how many years old right now? People who are 40 downwards to 25 who are using that. Those people are older than me, and I know those people more than I know young kids. You feel me? So trying to entertain young kids will be more difficult than entertaining a audience of older people, dog. That's why I want to build an audience of old people. I don't wanna entertain kids. Nah. I know streaming is a world whereby you live with kids, bruh, but kids are not kids don't have money to give me gifts on my stream, dog. You know, okay, some kids are cheese boys and all that, but not 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 all kids have the money to give me gifted subs. You know, I'm not against the thing of kids watching me or anything, but I don't want to spend my time focusing on an audience of kids, like maybe your Kai Sinet and your iShow Speed maybe doing. I know a young audience is very dope because they have more time, but I feel like if I get older people, ah, it's cool. Because I'm not here in the streaming world just to stream or to entertain people. It's also about the business, dog. I can't do business with people under the age of 18. Mostly it's illegal. You can't be advertising to people who are under the age of 18. It's illegal, maybe in most places, maybe even in here in South Africa. So when you go to the business side of things, you just have to reach a older audience with, and I can do it with nostalgia, dog. You know, nostalgia is one enemy of is enemy of all men because every man has something they're nostalgic of. You know, it's either it's old music or it's classic music or it's either it's classic games. You know, retro games are very much impactful, very much impactful, and I think they surpass the new generation games. You know, even if the kids right now who are 13 or younger, they don't know your Mustaf, they don't know your Metal Slug, they don't know your Pac-Man, they don't know your Punisher, they don't know your Street Fighter. But I think those games have so much impact on the older generation. You know, if I build or if I have enough visibility to those people, to people who are older than 18, if I have enough visibility for them, and if I can hit their nostalgia in a way that they can relate to a young kid like me, you know, everyone wants to be an old soul in a young body, but can you be one exactly? You know, it will take a lot of respect. It will take me to not play around too much, dog. I need to be serious sometimes. I need to address important things, but that's one journey I will take. You know, that's one journey. That's one journey I will take because why not? Dog? Like like I said, streaming is very boring these days because I think a lot of streamers just focus on the younger age group. And if they are not, it's something cringy, you know? Or it's some people can do things that are entertaining, but content these days is just getting cringier and cringier, you know? Only a few people who are real that are left in streaming. And I don't want to lose myself in the process. That's one of my goals when I start streaming. Like, don't lose yourself, boy. You know, if I maintain who I am and what I know about myself, I think I can be a great streamer. Because there are a lot of niches such as anime that are unscathed here in South Africa. You know, anime is copyrighted, fucked up, dog. And you know, reacting to it might cause some strikes, but I think if I do another channel for that specifically, I think it will be more possible, dog. But I need to use them for free use, you know. I think I need to do a channel whereby I don't focus on monetization, you know, and just try to do things because it's really hard, dog. It's my first time running polls today, you know. If I'm not mistaken, or is it a Thursday? Yeah, it's a Thursday. And as it's a Thursday like this, other people are just people are focused on work. People are just focused. Other people are focused on drinking. Some people are getting high. But me, I just on a grind, bruh. It's just Project 25. Project 25, 2025, dog. I can't fail again. You know, one thing about me, I've always been happy that I've never achieved anything. I've never been truly satisfied in my life. And growing up, I learned that satisfaction is what kills talent. Satisfaction kills ambition, dog. So never be satisfied. You can't be satisfied. It's like having tamati or having tomato. That's what we call it in Africa. You never get satisfied. You always wish like you can go another round. You feel me? But why don't we have the same attitude when it comes to other things only in bed with someone else? That's that's fucked up because we are never satisfied, and with that we don't lose our ambition. No ambition is lost. So am I gonna be satisfied in the coming days or in the near future? Heck no. Nothing will fucking satisfy me because there's a lot of things to do. And if you're American, you're cooked. But if you're South African or if you live in other countries that are developing, there's a lot of things you can do. You can look at America and what they do and be like, I'm going to chow there, me. Because in South Africa, modeling was at its peak decades ago, but now modeling is dead, bruh. Modeling is dead. And I'm telling you, if you are modeling competitions here in the hood, if someone comes back and just brings back beauty pageants here in the hood and like give real prizes, me, I can do that, but it will be content. But I need people who do that just for the love of beauty pageants. And I don't think those people are there anymore, dog. Because when I grew up, my sister always attended beauty pageants everywhere. You come, but nowadays there are no beauty pageants in the hood. No beauty pageants in the hood. Even netball dies at high school. In in our hoods, netball dies at high school, dog. It's rare to find girls playing netball or ball at high school. Like even high school sport is dead, dog. Like I am telling you, coming in from primary school in South Africa, you are athletic as fuck. Everybody's athletic because in high school it's either you're running around, like it's either you're chasing someone else, you're chasing girls, you're playing with girls in your class. But there is always movement. But trust me, when you get into high school, dog, in South Africa, the notion of sports is dead. Sports has no notion or no motion at all. Like even kicking a ball in high school has no use at all. How fucked up is that we lose our sense of fun when we get to high school? It's just cringe that a lot of talented players just quit when they reach school. A lot of kids who were really fast, kids who had medals, who had stacked up medals in primary school. Okay, even if in primary school maybe you weren't that fast, but you didn't give yourself or your body enough time to develop to be as fast as you can, because as a kid your body can handle so much, but what about the developed body? How much further can we push it? That notion dies, dog, in high school. Even the notion of eating healthy, Baba, you don't eat health in high school. Now when they give you fruits, dog, you don't eat fruits. You don't even go to the kitchen to get fruits because you're thinking, what will the girls say? You know, I understand it's puberty. Everyone has their moons high, sky up in the rocket, dog, but I don't think so much passion die when we get older. This goes back to losing yourself, and in fact, we lose ourselves a lot, dog. And we lose ourselves so much that we don't notice at sometimes. You don't even notice that you have lost yourself, bro, because you're just held up in the notion of being cool. And I always strived for being cool. Being one of the coolest kids is It's one of the funnest things to be. Aura farming, dog, is dope. Farming for aura. But this thing is fucked up because when I look at it, all the guys that had so much aura in high school when we grew up, these guys are just working in your call center right now. These motherfuckers are just doing regular jobs, you know? And hello? Kuphi? Ya, ngicela ungibekele ngizokudla kusasa uma ngabe ngicedile fandaga. Okay, ungathulula. So, it's fucked up. Like, all them niggas that were cool, all them niggas that had it all in high school, dog, like, it faded, you know? Sometimes you need to know that appearance can take you far, so far. Unless you are really, really good in such a way that when you post a video, like, you get thousands and thousands of likes. That's beauty, which is unparalleled, and no one can take that away from you. Then work hard to maintain that beauty because beauty can fade. You can't be handsome and be busy in fights, dog. You will get scarred and you will lose your beauty. That's how it is. Beautiful people need to take care of their beauty, and it takes hard work. Like, always looking on point. Me, I don't care. Me, if I look good or not, I don't care. It's just another day to me. People have bad days when they don't look good. Nigga, I lived a life like that. I lived my entire life like that. You know? So it's just crazy, bro. Like, when you think of the things that we've been through trying to impress, just in the end to depress our own fucking self. A lot of people are depressed. A lot of fucking people are depressed right now because of the decisions we took in the past. I think depression, one major cause of depression is that we took some decisions that we are not proud of. And with these decisions that we are not proud of comes a lot of strain, you know. Sometimes you think you need drugs for you to cope. You need something to be okay with the moment. But that's not true, you know. No one has ever needed drugs to get over something. Like, it's really hard to get over things, especially with girlfriends. Growing up, I've always had problems with letting go of girlfriends, dog, because I'm an addict. You know, once I get used to kisses and hormones running through my body, I don't want to let that go. It's just a drug for me that I want to ride till I die. You know, it becomes less and less about love and more about the edges that I'm feeling. And that just made me lose interest in dating as a whole because right now I know that there's no way that I can love the person fully because there are things I'm after. Unless that person will fully give me those things, and then even after she gave me all of that, I still wanna be with her every time. That's what I would call dating, but I don't want that either. Nah, I'm fine. I I am fine. I've been getting cooked, dog. Like, these hands have been cooking me up. I've been hurt multiple times. And so, even though 4 times, I'm counting it as multiple times. It's not even 4 times. I didn't get hurt. It's not like someone took my maid or something like that. You know, when you fumble so much that you can't unfumble, that's me. And some of those things, they can, let me not say they can, they've put me through depression, like serious depression. Like, bruh, I couldn't even breathe. I needed an oxygen for me to breathe because it was so difficult. I was just, I was just in a situation whereby I couldn't live without that person. They were my everything, bruh, like everything. Have you ever been in? Have you ever been so much addicted to your hormones that you lose notion or you lose touch with reality. You are so much in love with the feeling that you are feeling right now that you lose your sense of humanity, dog. You become a dog, a true animal. That's who I am. That's why I feel like I need to step back from the dating scenario. Nah, it has nothing to offer me right now, except for Nyash. I know Nyash is good, but whew, hey, it comes with problems. Mm? So I'm just cool. Besides that, it's just streaming, dog. It's just streaming hustle and business, dog. If I'm not streaming, trying to do, I'm just trying to achieve the best business possible out there, dog. Finding the best service that I can provide to people. Because in business, or in, let me not say in business, but in geography, we were taught something called there's a strange triangle we were taught. Whereby it's a primary sector, secondary sector, and the tertiary sector of ours. You know, when you reach that point of the tertiary sector point, there's no turning back. You know, so it's just that when you have the triangle, you need to find your own role. And me, I made a decision of personal services. Me as a person, as an individual, what services can I offer other people? What services can I offer other people? And I think this is good for me. You know, I won't be naive. I might die without the fact or without finding a good business. But if I stick around in business, I might get employed in a good business. I might get employed in one where I can show my skills or my curiosity. A boss just needs to take 90% of other people's work and then just perfect it. That's the level I think bosses are on, or due to what I've learned on the internet. But the internet is a very bad teacher. It's a very bad teacher because people weaponize ideologies and things just for content. But streaming is really fun because I get a platform where I can speak my shit. You know, a place where I can talk my talk. Because for real, like even when I look at myself with other streamers, dog, you know, I don't stay I don't stay long in a stream. When I used to watch I show speed, the longest I will stay in a stream is just 90, not even 90 minutes is long to watch a stream. But I can watch a stream for 10 to 20 minutes, if not less. You feel me? And that says a lot because you can entertain a lot of people, but people have things to do. You know, even though I might be an interesting streamer, but I don't expect you to stay here forever. Why? You have a life, you have jobs, you have girlfriends that call you, you have friends that you need to chill with. You need to touch the ground, you need to go outside. So I don't expect people to view my streams for 5 hours long now. Okay, I just wanna I just wanna have good streams so that even when you come to my stream you can spend 20 minutes. But that's the longest I expect from anyone. 20 minutes to be in my stream because more than that is just absurd and insane. It's just absurd. You can't watch a streamer for 30 minutes. This person is making bread and you're just there for 30 minutes watching them. That's insane, bro. Like, I know that everybody's making money out of entertainment. And we do need some entertainment because sometimes things be boring, you know? And sometimes I also feel like I can die with boredom. But I don't think you should put that much time in just entertainment as a whole. Even movies, bruh. A movie you watch once in a lifetime. I can watch a movie in maybe I can watch a movie for 20 days. What? 20 the cap, stop the cap. Ha! You! Ah! Bruh! I just said I can watch a movie for 20 days. Do I know how much 20 days is? 20 days is so long that me and my me can't even do that. Yo, stop the cap, safely, bruh. 20 days is a long, 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 long amount of time. Let me share umpume ukuthi like respecting people, bro, is really tough. Like learning to respect people is tough, bro, but it's like what the fuck? You should be the least ashamed person of going to face your teachers because you're doing well, bro. From having a company that provides a actual service to someone else to like doing your honors and having a job. Like, bro, you are doing well. Great woman. Fucked up, yeah. But whatever. Yeah, great, great, great woman. Like, yo, you can't be ashamed of that. Nah. Visit innocence and leave some room for us, dog. Nah. Don't be ashamed of things you shouldn't be ashamed of because you are really doing well. Maybe you don't get people who tell you that, but yeah, big ups to you. Dog, you're doing absolutely well. You are a role model to someone. To me, I'll say I look up to you, dog, because you make me have sleepless nights. Sleepless nights. Like you've always pushed me to work hard. I've never done that, but now it's not even a question. When I think about you, it's like, oh, you need to put in some work. I don't think isn't it the snacks anymore. Wow. Hayi suka ungathini mina ngizitsho ukuthi uma uthi I'm home use-Mayflower kanti ku-my place. Awu Nkosi yami sishonile abo-my place. Hey, nathi siyabafuna abo-my place sometime. But yeah, banjani abantwana like yo, those kids stress me a lot and I shouldn't be stressed that much. I don't know why, but they stress me a lot. Fucking tough world we live in, yo. I just hope they're doing good and I hope I can talk to them once in a while, maybe through a phone call or something like that. Because damn, I miss Karabo and that cute girl who's innocent. But they're not even my siblings, and I have no ties to you, and I have no reasons to be so attached to kids. But I just love kids in general. Can't send empty message. What the fuck? So yeah, guys, I think that's it for the day. Like, oh, that's a lot of yapping. 2 hours, bro. I need to acknowledge the fact that I yap a lot. I am a yap. Yappity, 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 yap. Like, who would speak for 2 hours straight alone? That's fucking insane. With nothing to go around with. That's insane. But yeah, from Natty Live, guys, it's another live stream. Just trying to develop my skills as a streamer and just to, build a confidence, build whatever you need to be a streamer. Because, Hakuna Matata, Matata Hayo. It is a African fucking saying, guys. Hakuna Mafucking Tata. It's a Botswanan saying. So, with that being said, guys, I will love and leave you in peace. I will love and leave you in peace right now. And I just thank those who support me if there are people who really, really support me out there. And I want to tell you that there are crazy, crazy streamers. Let me say streamers. English bundles are depleted. Streams coming in the near future. Phakathi Soweto, Zimbabwe again. Phakathi Soweto, Zimbabwe, my friend, Zimbabwe. Phakathi Soweto, Mzimba my friend, Mzimba my guy, kabuyele. Oza gaming ize kuwe, kanjalo kanjalo wena mfethu. Sonke sohola ngeensuper zethu bafethu. Until the next fucking stream and until I have a really, really standard fan base. See you then. Bye bye.